Hey guys, it is a beautiful day here in Virginia Beach. It's March 1st, and that means it's a good time to talk about mosquitoes. It may seem like a long way away, but this summer when you're out in the yard, the last thing you want to have to deal with is a mosquito. So you have to start now if you're going to control them. The way that I do that is with this little jar right here. These are granules of BTI, and I've talked about them at least once or twice before, but they're a naturally occurring fungus that when you put it in water, it only kills the larvae of certain flying insects, mosquitoes being one of them. So if you treat your water with these or with the donuts that you can also buy, the larvae will hatch, but they'll die immediately. And the reason you want to do it now is because this is the time of year, here anyway, where mosquitoes either are coming out of hibernation or the eggs that they laid in the fall are starting to hatch because it's going to start getting a little bit warmer. And when they hatch, the females, the first thing they do is they look for a blood meal. So that's either going to be you or your kids or your dog or your cat, whoever's closest. And then they're going to start laying eggs. So if you can have your water treated as soon as they start laying eggs in the spring, you are going to knock down that mosquito population exponentially. And they don't travel very far. So if you have a yard and you treat all of the water in it, you're really going to have a limited number of mosquitoes. So what I do, we have a bird bath, we have self-watering pots. So I go around periodically and I just add granules to those. I don't dump out water, which is what they'll tell you to do. I treat it because I want mosquitoes to lay eggs in that treated water so that the eggs will die immediately when they hatch. The other thing you can do is check your gutters and make sure that there's not water sitting there, because that is a really good location for mosquitoes to lay eggs. So make sure those are nice and clean early in the spring. If they have a tendency to collect water and hold it, treat that water. It's better to have the traps, I think, than to dump all of the water out on your property, because they're going to find a way. They can lay eggs in like a teaspoon of water. So if you can treat as much water as you can and give them a good place to lay those eggs, then you're going to be in pretty good shape later in the summer. I've done this for 2 or 3 years now, and I've really been able to control our mosquitoes well. Gavin is a magnet. He used to come in before I started doing this just covered in mosquito bites. It was miserable. And since I've been treating the water with BTI, we haven't had that at all. He and I may get a handful of bites here and there. Georgia and Steve don't attract mosquitoes for some reason. Lucky. And with the granules, what I've recently heard is that they do a better job of killing the larvae, but they don't last as long. So I'm going to treat my water about once a week until probably July or early August, because by then they're not going to be out laying eggs anymore. I might cut down to once a month at that point. If you're using the donuts or the dunks, you only have to do those once a month. They're not quite as effective at killing the larvae, but they last longer. I like the granules because I can measure out exactly how much I need, and it'll tell you on the bottle or on the jug, whatever, how much you need to put in. Yes.
Do you know mosquitoes don't come out when it's cold?
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. Okay, so if you have any questions, comment, and I'll be happy to answer them. But I promise you, if you'll do this now, you will have limited numbers of mosquitoes in your yard. One last thing, if you do have mosquito issues, or if you're gonna go hiking or somewhere, I would just encourage you to avoid using the chemical insect repellents. Lemon eucalyptus is the best thing that you can use to repel mosquitoes, and it's a lot more natural than the stuff that sprays out of the can. So you can just look on Amazon, and we have a couple of bottles of lemon eucalyptus that we use, and it works pretty well. But you know, that's only if we're going to go somewhere that we think there might be mosquitoes. So that's all I have to say about that, and hopefully you guys can get started on that now and not have those issues this summer that we all dread. All right, I'll see you guys later. Bye.